When I cast my mind back to that summer of 1936, different kinds of memories offer themselves to me. We got our first wireless set that summer. Well, a sort of a set. And it obsessed us. And because it arrived as August was about to begin, my Aunt Maggie, she was the joker of the family, she suggested we give it a name. She wanted to call it Lugh, after the old Celtic god of the harvest. Because in the old days, August the 1st was Lughnasa, the feast day of the pagan god Lugh. And the days and weeks of harvesting that followed were called the Festival of Lughnasa. But Aunt Kate, she was a national school teacher and a very proper woman. She said it would be sinful to christen an inanimate object with any kind of name, not to talk of a pagan god. So we just called it Marconi, because that was the name emblazoned on the set. And about 3 weeks before we got that wireless, my mother's brother, my Uncle Jack, came home from Africa for the first time ever. For 25 years, he had worked in a leper colony there, in a remote village called Ryanga in Uganda. The only time he ever left that village was for about 6 months during World War I, when he was a chaplain to the British Army. Then, back to that grim hospice, where he worked without a break for a further 18 years. And now, in his early 50s and in bad health, he had come home to Ballybay. As it turned out, to die. And when I cast my mind back to that summer of 1936, these two memories of our first wireless and of Father Jack's return are always linked.
Right.
So when I recall my first shock at Jack's appearance, shrunken and jaundiced with malaria, at the same time I remember my first delight, indeed my awe, at the sheer magic of that radio. And when I remember the kitchen, throbbing with the beat of Irish dance music, beamed to us all the way from Dublin, and my mother and her sisters suddenly catching hands and dancing a spontaneous step dance, laughing, screaming like excited schoolgirls. At the same time, I see that forlorn figure of Father Jack, shuffling from room to room, as if he were searching for something, but couldn't remember what. And even though I was only a child of 7 at the time, I know I had a sense of unease, some awareness of a widening breach between what seemed to be and what was. Of things changing too quickly before my eyes, of becoming what they ought not to be. That may have been because Uncle Jack hadn't turned out at all like the resplendent figure in my head. Or maybe because I had witnessed Marconi's voodoo derange those kind, sensible women and transform them into shrieking strangers. Or maybe it was because during the initial weeks of 1936, we were visited on 2 occasions by my father, Jerry Evans. And for the first time in my life, I had the chance to observe him.
Going to get a decent mirror to see ourselves in.
You can see enough to do you.
You're going to throw this out crackling out.
Indeed you're not, Chrissy. I'm the one that broke it. And the only way to avoid 7 years bad luck is to keep on using
You
it.
can see nothing in it.
Except more and more wrinkles.
You know what I think I might start doing? I think I might start wearing lipstick.
Do you hear this, Maggie? Steady on there, girl. Today it's lipstick. Tomorrow it's the gin bottle.
Well, I think I just met.
Well, as long as Kate's not around. Do you want to make a pagan of yourself? Okay.
Far too pale. And they are nice in hair. And with a bit of colour.
Not for.
What indeed? Make a nice dress, wouldn't it?
God forgive you.
Oh, for goodness, right.
Will you come to Abyssinia? Will you come? Bring your own cup and saucer and a bun. Mussolini will be there with his remnants in the air. Will you come to Abyssinia? Will you come? Oh, I'm not bad, Maggie, eh?
You should be on the stage,
I'm
Rose.
not a bad bit of late, Maggie.
Rose Mundy, where's your modesty? Is that not a bit more like this? Oh, what a right pair of pagans. The two of you.
Turn on Mark Tony, Chrissy.
I've told you a dozen times, the battery's dead.
It's not that went for me a while ago. See? Takes out Rosie.
Told you.
That's useless anyway.
Kate'll have a new battery back if it's the battery that's wrong with it.
Is Abyssinia in Africa again?
Yes.
Is there a war there?
Yes, I told you that.
That's not where Father Jack was, is it?
Jack was in Uganda, Rosie. That's a different part of Africa. Sure, you know that.
I do. I do know that.
Will you vote for De Valera? Will you vote? If you don't, we'll be like Gandhi with his goat. Uncle Bill from Lughnasa, the words of it. Will you vote for De Valera? Will you vote? I'll tell you something, Rosie. The Kermit should be on the stage.
Oh, the terror should be on the stage, Aggie.
What is that son of yours at right there?
Oh, God, no. As long as he's quiet.
He's making something. It looks like a kite. Michael! Oh, that was the wrong thing to do altogether. He's going to have your hair, Chris.
Oh, sure, mine's like a wind bush, Aggie. Will you wash it for me tonight, Mike?
Are we on for a big dance somewhere?
After I put Michael to bed, what am I doing?
Oh, I'm your mom. Isn't it a pity there aren't some boys around to play with? Now you're talking. Wouldn't it just be great if we could... Shh. What is it? I thought I heard Father Jack at the back. Oh, Kate remembers his queen.
Oh, Kate will remember. She forgets nothing.
There's going to be a picture in the hall next Saturday evening, Aggie. I think
Yes.
maybe I'll go. I might be meeting somebody there.
Who's that?
I'm not saying.
Do you know one?
I'm not saying.
You'll enjoy that, Rosie.
You loved the last picture we saw.
And he's looking to take me up to the back hills. His father has a blue boat there, and I'm thinking maybe I'll bring a bottle of milk with me and I've enough money saved for a packet of
Danny
chocolates.
Bradley is a Scotch
I never said it was Danny
He's a
Bradley.
married man with 3 young
And that's
children.
just where you're wrong. So there, Missy. She left him 6 months ago, Aggie, and went to England.
Rose, love, we just want
And
to...
you're jealous of me. That's what's wrong with a whole lot of you. You're all jealous of me.
Everybody in the town knows
Calls
that,
me
Danny
with Rosebud. He waited for me outside the chapel gates last Christmas morning. And he gave me this. That's for my Rosebud, he said.
Is it a fish, Rosie?
Isn't it lovely? It's made of pure silver and it brings good luck.
It is.
I wear it every day, Aggie, beside my miraculous medal. I will love him, Aggie.
I know. Summertime's nearly over, blue Italian skies above. I said, Mister, I'm over. Will you For God's sake, have an Anne in there.
Yes, I do know that.
Don't you see me, Anne? Go on, Rob. Are
2 doesn't finish this week. What are they supposed to be?
Kites.
Cakes? Oh, God help your wit.
Watch where you're walking, Aunt Maggie. You're standing on a tail.
And did it squeak? I'll make a deal with you, cub. I'll give you a penny if those things ever get off the ground, right?
You're on.
You riddles for you.
I give up.
What goes round the house and round the house and sits in the corner? Eh? A broom. Why is a river like a what?
You're pathetic.
Because it never goes far without finding. Hurry out and hurry and lift your foot and stab it in. What is it?
I give up.
Ah, think, cub, think.
Give up.
Have you even got one brain in your head?
Give up.
A sock.
A what?
A sock. A sock. You know, lift your foot and stab it in. You know what your trouble is, cub? You're buck stupid.
Look out. There's a rat.
Where? Jesus, Mary and Joseph, where is it?
I caught you again, Aunt Maggie.
Oh, you've a wee brat. God forgive you, Michael. And remember that. Don't you worry, I won't forget that. And I'd a barley sugar sweet for you too.
And are there bits of cigarette tobacco stuck to it?
Someday you're going to fill some woman's life full of happiness, eh? There, hope it chokes you.
When I saw Uncle Jack for the first time, the reason that I was so shocked by his appearance was that I expected, well, I suppose, the hero from a schoolboy's book. Once I had seen a photograph of him, radiant and splendid in his officer's uniform. It had fallen out of Aunt Kate's prayer book and she snatched it from me before I could study it in detail. It was a picture taken in 1917 when he was chaplain to the British forces in East Africa, and he looked magnificent. But Aunt Kate had been involved locally in the War of Independence, so Father Jack's brief career in the British Army was never referred to in that house. All the same, the wonderful Father Jack of that photo was the image of him that lodged in my mind. But if he was a hero to me, he was a hero and a saint to my mother and to my aunts. They pored over his occasional letters. They prayed every night for him and for his lepers and for the success of his mission. They scraped and saved for him. 6 pence here, a shilling there, sacrifices they made willingly, joyously, so that they would have a little money to send to him at Christmas and for his birthday. And every so often when a story would appear in the Donegal Inquirer about our own leper priest, as they called him, because Ballybeg was proud of him. The whole of Donegal was proud of him. It was only natural that our family would enjoy a small share of that fame. It gave us that little bit of status in the eyes of the parish. And I must have had my aunt spare the shame mother brought in the household by having me, as it was called then, out of wedlock.
Well, that's what I call a busy man. Come here and give your Aunt Kate a big kiss. And what's all this? It's a kite, is it?
It's 2 kites.
Oh, it certainly is 2 kites. And they're the most wonderful kites I ever saw. And what are these designs?
They're faces. I painted them.
Good Lord, they put the heart across me. You did those. God bless us, those are scarifying. What are they? Devils? Ghosts? I wouldn't like to see those lads up in the sky looking down at me. Hold on now. Do you know what this is? Of course you do. A spinning top. And this is the whip. You know how to use it. Indeed you do. Now what do you say?
Thanks.
Thank you, Aunt Kate. And do you know what I have in here? A new library book with coloured pictures. We'll begin reading bedtime. Call me the moment you're ready to fly those. I wouldn't miss that for all the world. Do you know what he's at out there? Did you see Christina? Making 2 kites.
Some kites he'll make.
All by himself. No help from anybody.
You always said he was talented, kid.
No question about it. And very mature for his years.
Very tricky for his years.
I think he's beautiful, Chrissy. I wish he was mine.
Kate, is that a spinning top he has out there?
It's nothing.
You have him spoiled. Where did you get that?
Morgan's arcade.
And I'm sure he didn't even thank you.
I know why you went into Morgan's.
He did indeed. He's
She
very
wanted to
mannerly.
see Austin Morgan.
Every baby
Because
loves
you
Rose.
have a
All
notion of that
out of
Austin
the
Morgan.
form.
Look at her,
It's a big
look.
heart, isn't
You
it?
need a wee stitch in
But
his
what you
hair,
don't
don't
know
you?
is that he's seeing some wee young thing from Carrickbad.
Rose, what Austin Morgan does.
Why are you
does-
blushing then? She's blushing, isn't she?
For
Blushing.
God's
Yeah,
sake,
yeah,
Rose!
yeah.
Rosie, love, shut up, would you? Will you pass me those DVDs? Would you? Please?
Well, anyhow, I always knew that you had a wee notion of him.
That road from town gets longer every day. You can laugh if you want to, but I am going to get that old bike fixed up, and I am going to learn to ride this winter.
Many about Bardic.
Fanny begs off its head. I'm telling you, everywhere you go, everyone you meet, it's the one topic. Are you going to the harvest dance? Who are you going with? What are you wearing? This year's going to be the biggest ever and the best ever.
All the same, I remember some great harvest dances. Don't we all?
Another of those riveting Annie M.P. Smithson novels for you, Agnes.
Oh, thanks.
The Marriage of Nurse Harding. Oh dear. For you, Christina, 1 teaspoonful every morning before breakfast.
What's this?
Cod liver oil, you're far too pale.
Thanks.
But it's because you take no exercise. Anyway, I was in the chemist shop and with this young girl. What is the other thing? I can't even remember her name. Her mother's a knit agent by your gloves, Agnes.
Oh, Vera McLaughlin.
Oh, her daughter, whatever you call her.
Sophia.
Miss Sophia, who must be all of 15. She comes up to me and she says, I hope you're not going to miss the harvest dance, Miss Mundy. It's going to be just supreme this year. And honest to God, if you'd have seen the delight in her eyes, you'd have thought it was heaven she was talking about. Oh, it's hell, I'm telling you. It's like a fever in the face. Oh, that's the quinine. The doctor says it won't cure the malaria, but it might help contain it. Is he in his room?
Oh, he's wandering about out the back somewhere.
And I told the doctor we thought him very quiet, Agnes.
Yes?
Well, you did, didn't you? And the doctor says we have to remember how strange everything is to him here after so long. And well, on top of that, Swahili has been his language for what, 25 years? So it's not that his mind is confused, it's just his difficulty finding the English words for what he wants to say.
No matter what the doctor says, if he is a bit confused. I mean, sometimes he doesn't even know the difference between us. I've heard him calling you Rose, and he keeps calling me this strange name.
Okawa.
That's it.
You've
heard about that idea, haven't you?
That was his houseful. He's very attached to him. Oh, God, I think I'm getting cords in this foot. I hope to God I don't end up crippled like her mother. May she rest in peace.
Wouldn't it be a good one if we all went?
What? And where?
To the harvest dance.
Aggie.
I mean, just like we used to. All dressed up. I think I'd go.
I go too, Aggie, I go with you.
Heaven's sake, you're not being serious, are you?
I think I am.
Well, there's more than Ballybeg off its head.
No, but I think we should all go.
Have you any idea what it would be like crowing with cheeky young lads that I taught years ago?
Well, I'm game.
We couldn't, Aggie, could we?
And all the riff-raff of the countryside.
I'm game.
Oh, you know how I love to dance, Aggie.
What do you say?
You have a 7-year-old child, have you forgotten that?
Chris, you could wear that new dress you got. It's beautiful on you. Brings out the colour of your eyes.
Oh, I could dance all day, all week, all month.
And who'd look after Father Jack?
And you look lovely in that cotton dress you got for confirmation last year. You're beautiful in
What
it,
sort
kid.
of silly talk is that?
And you can wear my brown shoes with the crossover
It's
strap.
silly talk, Agnes. We can't go. We can one.
Would Maggie go?
Well, Maggie, what? Try and stop her. Oh, God, Agnes, what do you think? We're going. Oh, we're off. We're away. 6 to get in.
No, I'll see it. I'll take it.
Oh, I take us. Hold on now. Oh, when was the last time we were at a harvest dance? Or any dance? I don't care how young they are, how drunk or dirty or sweaty they are. I want to dance, kid. It's the festival of Lughnasa. I'm only 35. I want to dance.
I know, Agnes, all the same. Oh my God, I hate you.
It's settled. We're going. The Monday girls, all 5 of us together.
Let me, you're so let me. You're so
I love you, Aggie. I love you more than
when you're on the harvest, when you come, when you're all coming together and apart, Mr. Lily will be there and there. No, we're going nowhere. But look at yourselves. Just look at yourselves. Dancing at our time of day. And that's for young people with no duties and no responsibilities and nothing in their head but pleasure.
Look, kid,
Do you want the whole countryside to be laughing at us? And women of our years, mature women, dancing. What's come over you all? And this is Father Jack's house. We must never forget that. No, we're going to no harvest dance.
But you said that.
And there'll be no more discussion about it. The matter's over. I don't want it mentioned again.
Fox is back.
Did you see him?
See him? There's a whole tune in that hen house door.
Aye, but did you get a look at him?
Sure wasn't a talking to him. He was asking for you.
Aha. What's that you have in your hands?
Something I found.
What?
Lying very still. Little holly tree.
Show me.
Say please 3 times.
Please, please, please.
In Swahili.
Are you going to show it to me or are you not?
All right, come. Bring your oil. Shh, listen. Do you hear it?
I think so. Yes.
What do you hear?
Something.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Show it to me, Aunt Maggie.
We're ready. Back a bit. A bit further.
What was it?
Did you not see it?
I think so, yes.
Wasn't it wonderful?
Was it a bird?
Oh, the colour's so beautiful. Trouble is, one quick glimpse, that's all you ever get. And if you miss that, well...
What was it, Aunt Maggie?
Don't you know what it was, Come? It was all in your head. Now we're quits.
Tea, soap, Indian meal, jelly.
I'm sick of that white rooster of yours, Rosie. Look at the lump he took out of my arm.
You don't speak to him right.
I know the speaking he'd get from me, the weight of my boot. Chrissy, put some turf on that fire, will you? I'm going to make soda bread.
Watch which isn't one of our cranky moves.
Your 10 wildwood vine, Maggie.
Great. The tongue's out of mine.
You missed it all, Maggie.
What did I miss this thing?
Well, we were all going to the harvest dance, but then it decided.
Your shoes, Rose. The shoemaker says whatever kind of feet you have, only the inside of the soles wear down.
It's not a bad thing.
That's neither a bad thing nor a good thing. It's just distinctive, as might be expected. Corn flour, salt, tapioca, that's gone up a penny for some reason. Sugar for the bilberry jam, if we ever get the bilberries.
Would you look at the packet of wild grape and she got them?
What's wrong with it?
There's only 9 cigarettes in it. They're so wild that one of them must have escaped her.
Doesn't Jack sometimes call you Okawa, Maggie?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Okawa was Jack's houseboy, kid says.
Damn it. And I thought it was Swahili for gorgeous.
Oh, Maggie.
That's the very thing we do about round here, a houseboy.
And the battery. The man in the shop says we can do these things faster than anybody in Ballybeg.
Good for us.
I met the parish priest. It
Just 'cause you keep winking at him, kid. He was always grumpy, that man.
Maybe that's it. The paper, candles, matches. The word's not good enough, you're a Sweeney boy from the back hills. He was anointed last night.
Didn't know what he was saying.
Not an inch of his body that isn't burnt.
Oh, does anybody know what happened?
Oh, some silly crank up in the back hills. He knows he's dying, the poor boy. Just lies there moaning.
What sort of a prank?
How would I know?
Well, what are they saying in the town?
I know no more than I have told you, Christine.
They were doing what they do every year up in the back hills. It was last Sunday week, the first night of the festival of Lughnasa.
Festival?
First they light a bonfire beside a spring well, and then they dance round it, and then they drive their cattle through it to banish the devil out of it.
Banish the devil?
But this year they were so off their heads with drink that young Sweeney's trousers caught fire and he went up like a torch.
Who filled your head with that?
It's what they do every Lughnasa. I'm just telling you what happened.
And they're savages. That's what they are. I know those people from the back hills. I taught them. Savages. That is what they are, and what pagan practices they have are no concern of ours. None whatsoever. Oh, it's a sorry day to hear talk like that in a Christian home. In a Catholic home. All I can say is I am shocked and disappointed to hear you repeating rubbish like that, Rose.
I'm only telling you what happened, Kate.
All the same, it'd be very handy in the winter time to have a wee houseboy to help feed the hens, eh?
I beg your pardon, the wrong apartment. Forgive me.
Come in and join us, Dad.
May I?
You're looking well, Jack.
Yes. I expected to enter my bedroom through that, what I require, what I need, I had a handkerchief in my back pocket and I thought perhaps
Here's a handkerchief, Jack.
Thank you. I am grateful. It's strange, isn't it? I don't seem to recognize the architecture, the planning. No, what's the word? The layout. I don't recognize the layout of this house, scarcely. I thought the front door was over there. And you went to the village to buy stores. Agnes.
It's Kate. And dozens of people were asking for you.
They remember me.
Of course they remember you. And when you're feeling stronger, they're going to have a great public welcome for you. Flags, bands, speeches, everything.
Why would they do this?
Because they're delighted you're back.
Yes,
They're delighted you're home.
but I couldn't. I don't remember them. I couldn't name 10 people in Ballybeg now.
Don't worry, Jack. It will all come back to you.
Do you think so?
Yes, it will.
Perhaps. I feel the climate so cold. If you forgive me,
Why don't you lie down for a while?
I may do that. Thank you. You're very kind.
It will be a slow process, but it'll be fine. Apples, butter, margarine. Oh, and wait till you hear. Who did I meet in the post office? Maggie, are you listening to me?
Yes.
You'll never believe it. Your old pal, Bernie O'Donnell, home from London, first time back in 20 years.
Bernie?
Absolutely gorgeous. The figure of a girl of 18, dressed to kill from head to foot, and the hair as black and as curly as the day she left. I can't tell you, a film star.
Bernie O'Donnell?
And beside her, two of the most beautiful children you ever laid eyes on. Twins! And they'll be 14 next month. And to see the three of them together, like sisters, I'm telling you.
Twin girls?
Identical.
Identical?
Nina and Nora.
Mother used to say twins were a double blessing.
Wait till you hear. They're pure blood. Where in the name of God did the blonde hair come from, I asked her. The father Eric, she says. He's from Stockholm. Stockholm?
Where's Stockholm, Maggie?
my name.
She remembered us all.
Knew all about Michael. Had his age to the very month. Was I still the quickest knitter in Ballybay? Were none of us thinking of getting married and weren't we wives?
Did you remember me, Kate?
Rose had the sweetest smile I ever saw. But after confession for you, Maggie, how you were doing, what you were doing, how you were looking, were you still as light-hearted as ever? Every time she thinks of you, she says, she has the memory of the two of you hiding behind the turf stack, passing a cigarette about, and falling about, laughing about some boy. Oh, what's this? His name was Curly something.
Curly McDade. And Egypt of a fella. Bald as an egg too at 17.
Will she be around for a while?
Leaving tomorrow.
Oh, I won't get to see her, so that's a pity. Nice names, aren't they? Nina and Nora.
I like Nora. Nice name. Strong name.
Not so sure about Nina. Do you like Nina for a name, Chris?
No, not a lot. Well, if there's a Saint Nina, my picture's not in my prayer book.
Maybe she's a Swedish suit.
Saint in Sweden? What would be next?
Mother used to say twins were a double blessing.
You have offered that cheap wisdom already, Rose.
You have a bit of flour on the end of your nose, Maggie.
When I was 16, I remember slipping out one Sunday night. It was this time of year, the beginning of August. Bernie and I met at the gate of the workhouse. Off the pair of us headed to our straw to a dance. I was being pestered by a young fella, Tim Carlin at the time. But it was Brian McGuinness that I was really keen on. Do you remember Brian? The white hands, the longest eyelashes you ever saw. Of course, he was crazy about Bernie. Anyhow, the boys put us in the bar of the bikes, and off the four of us headed to Ardstraw. 15 miles each way. God, if Daddy had known, may he rest in peace. At the end of the night, there was a competition for the best military two-step. It was down to 3 couples. The local pair from Ardstraw, wee Timmy himself, he was only up to there, and Brian and Bernie. They were just so beautiful together, so stylish. You couldn't take your eyes off them. Everybody just stopped dancing and gazed at them. When the judges announced the winners at the end of the night, they were probably drunk. Naturally, the local couple from our straw came first. Timmy himself came second. Brian and Bernie came third. Poor Bernie was stunned. She couldn't believe it, couldn't speak. Wouldn't speak to any of us the rest of the night, wouldn't even cycle home with us. She was right too. They should have won. They were just so beautiful together. That was the last time I saw Brian McGuinness. Remember Brian? Next thing I heard, he had left for Australia. She was right to be angry, Bernie. I know it was wrong. It was all wrong. They should have won. Those judges, they must have been drunk. Have you ever known her?
Is it working now, Christina?
What's that?
Marconi.
Must be. thing. Sometimes you're good with it, Aggie.
Bring the top of it. Is it warm?
Oh, snap.
Well, turn it off. Let it start.
Bloody useless stuff.
No
damn
need
bloody
for
useless.
corner boy language, Christina.
I mean, there must be some reason why.
Because it's goddamn bloody useless, that's why.
Goddamn bloody useless.
Are Wellingtons absolutely necessary on a day like this, Rose?
But I only have my Wellingtons and my Sunday shoes in it. It's not Sunday, is it?
Oh dear, we're suddenly very logical, aren't we?
Oh, I'll tell you something else. This ginger orchard. That's all I was saying.
It's those cigarettes that are killing me.
Oh, wonderful wild woodbine here. Next best thing to a wonderful wild man. Do you want a drag?
Go and wash your face, my dear. For goodness sake, tiny places. That's rough.
Where's Michael out, Chrissy?
He's out there playing a cage somewhere, isn't he?
He's not there. He's gone.
He won't go far.
He was there 10 minutes ago.
He'll be all right.
What if he's gone down to the
Would
old
you
bear?
leave him alone for once?
Right.
Please.
So who's making the tea this evening then?
Who makes the tea every evening?
The connections seem to be all right.
Will you please take that surplice off, Christina?
It's a bother.
Have you no sense of
Bad
propriety?
luck, like. If you ask me, we should throw the bloody thing out.
Well, I'd be all for that. Joke that set.
Goddamn bloody useless.
And you will buy everyone.
It was never any good.
You'll buy it out of your glove money, will you? Because I thought what you and Rose earned knitting gloves was barely sufficient to clothe the pair of you. But now suddenly it stretches to buying a new wireless. Well, that is wonderful.
This isn't your classroom, kid.
I certainly don't see any of it being offered for the house.
Please. I mean, I make every meal that you sit down to, every day of the week.
And maybe I should start knitting gloves.
I wash every stitch of clothes you wear. Polish your shoes, make your bed. Rosie and I both do. Paint the house, sweep the chimney, cut the grass, save the turf. What you have here are 2 unpaid servants.
You know what they call her in school? The gander. Everybody calls her the gander.
Yes, here you see. Look, he's coming up the lane. Who's coming? Oh, only got a quick glimpse of him, but I'm nearly sure it's who? Who is it? It's Jerry Evans, Christy.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Oh, my God. He's in the bed in the lane.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh,
How dare Mr. Evans show his face here?
But she's come to see us home.
There's no welcome at all here for that creature.
Who is the Sunday shoes?
I don't see why we should.
But there's nothing in the house.
There's no business at all coming here and upsetting everybody.
What? Yes, you're right, kids.
Have you a spare shoes?
Look at the state of that floor.
He might have come to meet Father Jack.
Father Jack may well have something to say to Mr. Evans. And let's put those clothes away.
Oh, no whip bang. Where's my whip bang?
He won't stay the night, will he?
They certainly won't stay the night in this house.
Oh. And you got a bit of corn, Aggie, a bit of twine even.
Be very calm. Be very calm and very dignified. Rose, would you stop peeping out?
There's nobody there.
Let me see.
You imagined it, Maggie. There's nobody there.
Yes, he is. Maggie's right. There he is.
Has he a walking stick
Yes.
and a straw hat?
Yes.
Is Mr. Evans all right?
Yes. There he is.
God. Look at the state of me. Oh, what'll I say to him? How close is it?
Oh, I couldn't look that man in the face. I just hear him. I hear him.
That's a very unchristian thing to say, Rose. There's no nothing talk like that.
Kate, look at my hands. I'm shaking.
You are not shaking. You are perfectly calm and looking beautiful. And what you're going to do is this. You'll meet him outside. You'll tell him his son is happy and healthy. And then you'll send him packing. Yourself and Michael are managing quite well without him, as you always have. Of course, bring him in. And give him his tea. And stay the night if he needs to. But in the outside loft and alone. Now, I brought it to the home with me. Did anybody see where I left it?
Where is he, Maggie? He's in the garden.
Agnes, did you see where I left it?
It's on the turf, Kate.
How are you, Chrissy? Great to see you.
No, Jerry.
Well, how have you been for the past 6 months?
13 months.
13, never.
July. Last year. July the 7th.
Well, where does the time go, eh? 13 months. A dozen times, 2 dozen times I planned to visit and then something turns up. I couldn't get away.
Well, you're here now.
Oh, I certainly am. And that was a bit of good fortune. Last night in a bar in Sligo, bumped into this chappie with a brand new Morris collie, who let slip that he's heading for Ballybeg in the morning. Ballybeg, he said, something familiar about that name to me. So, here I am, in the flesh, as a matter of interest. Bit of good fortune that, eh?
Yes.
You just let slip, and here I am. Oh, yes. Wonderful luck.
Looks terrified, the poor fella.
Terrified my foot.
Can you really see the Maggie? Not just now. Looks like he could do a good meal.
I'll give him 3 minutes, then if she doesn't hunt him, I will.
You're looking wonderful, Chrissy. Really great, terrific.
Hair's like a wind brush.
It looks
I
lovely.
need to wash it for me.
Oh, Maggie. How is Maggie?
Fine.
And Rose and Kate?
Grand.
And Agnes.
Everybody's well.
So I was asking for her. Agnes.
Look, I would ask it in, Jerry.
No, of course. Some other time, thanks all the same. The old schedule's a bit tight today. The chappie who gave me the lift tells me Father Jack's home.
Just a few weeks ago.
All the way from Africa.
Yes.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
Terrific.
Yes.
Lucky man.
Yes.
Must take up some exercise. Putting on too much weight.
He's not still there, is he?
Yeah.
Doing what in God's name? Talking. Could someone please tell me what they have to say to each other?
It's Michael's father, Kate.
Well, that's a responsibility never burdened Mr. Evans.
A commercial traveller called into the school last Easter. He said he had met you somewhere in Dublin. Had some stupid story about you taking dance lessons up there.
Oh, he was right.
He was not, Jerry.
Cross the old ticker.
Real lessons.
Oh, last winter.
What sort of dancing?
Oh, strictly ballroom. You're the one should have been given him. Oh, you were always far better than me. But don't you remember? Oh, I enjoyed that. It was fun while it lasted.
And people came to you to be taught.
Don't be so surprised. Everybody wants to dance. I had thousands of pupils, millions. 53. I'm a liar. 51. When the good weather came, they all drifted away. Shame, really. I enjoyed that. But I've started a completely new career as a matter of interest. Never been busier. Gramophone salesman. Agent for the old country, if you don't mind. Minerva Gramophones. The wise buyer.
Sounds good, Jerry.
Fabulous. All I have to do is get the orders and pass them on to Dublin. Oh, a big enterprise, Chrissy. One very big enterprise.
And it's going all right for you.
Unbelievable. The wholesaler can't keep up with me. Do you see this country? This country is gramophone crazy. I'll give you an example. Day before yesterday, just west of Road, spots his small house up on the side of the hill. Something seemed just right about it, you know. Anyhow, off the bike, up the lane, knocks. Out comes this enormous chappie with red hair. Oh, what are you laughing at? I promise you. I show him the brochures. We talk about it for 10 minutes, and just like that, he takes 4. 1 for himself, 3 for the married's office.
He took 4 gramophones.
4 brochures. But he'll buy. I promise you he'll buy. Well, tell you this, Chrissy, people thought gramophones would be a thing of the past, yeah? When radios came in, but they were wrong. In my experience, don't turn round. But He's watching us from behind that bush.
My God.
Yeah, pretend you don't notice. Just carry on.
He's making kites. Oh,
This is all his stuff.
yeah.
Unbelievable. Got a glimpse of him down the foot of the hill. He is just enormous.
He's not at school, you know.
Never. Since when?
Since Christmas. Keith got him in early.
Fabulous. And he likes it.
He doesn't say much.
Ah, he loves it. He adores it. They all love school nowadays. And I bet he's brilliant at it. Actually, I intended to bring him something small.
No, Jerry, not toys.
And just a token, really. Well, as a matter of interest, I spotted a bicycle in Kilkenny last Monday. But, well, they only had it in blue and I thought black might be more, well, you know, manly. Took my name and all. Call next time I'm done, I will. And are you busy yourself?
Oh, the usual. Housework. Looking after his lordship.
Wonderful.
Give Agnes and Rose a hand if they're knitting on the odd bit of sewing. You didn't sell sewing machines, Jerry.
Hey, that's an idea. Do the two jobs together, make an absolute fortune. Oh, you've always had the most unbelievable business head, Chrissy. Never met anything like it.
You should see the way she's laughing at him. You'd think he was the biggest toff in the world.
Toff. Tinker, more likely. Loafer and wastrel.
She knows that.
Two. That's all there is.
Come on, do you see the Maggie? Not just now.
You'd never guess, but I met on the way up from the town.
What?
Talk about good luck. A cow with a single horn coming straight up the middle of his forehead.
He never did.
As God is my judge, walking along by yourself, nobody near it. Just as I was passing it, it stopped and looked me straight in the eye.
That was no cow you met. It was a unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and mock. Now, a unicorn is what even else. This was a cow. Perfectly ordinary brown cow. Except, well, it had a single horn just here. Would I tell you a lie? Go ahead and laugh. But that's what I saw. Wasn't that a spot of good luck?
Was it?
A cow with a single horn. Oh, well, that must be a fabulous omen. How many cows like that have you ever met?
Thousands, millions.
Stop it. I'm sure it's the only one in Ireland. Maybe the only one in the world. And I met it on the way up from Ballybay. And it winked at me.
You never mentioned that.
What?
How did you?
Unbelievable. That's what made it all the more mysterious. Oh yes, that must be a fabulous omen. Maybe this week I'll sell a gramophone or two after all. Oh look, a single magpie. Yeah, one for sorrow. That's definitely a bad omen. Bang! Missed. Where's my lucky cow? Come back, brown cow, come back!
And they're not still talking her.
Yeah, laughing. She always laughs with him. Do you hear the Maggie?
Yes.
Laughing. Absolutely beyond my comprehension.
Like so many things, kid.
2 more minutes, and then Mr. Evans is going to talk to me.
I, thinking of going away for a while, Chrissy.
Away?
But I'll come back to say goodbye first.
You're going home to Wales.
Wales ain't my home anymore. My home is here. Well, Ireland's. But, look, to Spain, as a matter of interest, just for a short while.
To sell a gramophone.
Oh, good God now. You'll never believe this. Well, to do a spot of fighting with the International Brigade. Company leaves here in a few weeks. Bit ridiculous, innit? But, well, you know how Jerry when the blood's up. Bang, bang, bang! Listen, everybody.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Bit surprised myself as a matter of interest.
What do you know about Spain?
Not a lot. A little. Enough, maybe. Yeah. I know enough. And I thought I should try my hand at something, worthy for a change. You know, give Evans a big cause and he won't let you down. It's only everyday stuff he's not good at. Anyhow, I'm still to enlist. He's still watching us. Thinks we don't see him. I wouldn't mind talking to him.
He's a bit shy.
Naturally. And I'm a stranger to him practically. Does he know my name?
Of course he knows your name.
Good. Thanks. Well, maybe not so good. He's a very handsome child, Chrissy. With your eyes, the lucky boy.
Good on you, Aggie. What'd you do that?
I didn't touch it. Turn that thing off, Agnes.
You got a gramophone. I could have got it for you wholesale.
It's a wireless set.
Oh, very posh.
It doesn't go half the time. Aggie says it's a heap of junk.
Well, I know nothing about radios, but I'll have a look.
Maybe some other time, Jerry. When you come back.
And Agnes as well.
Fine.
Of all your sisters, she was the one seemed to object to me least. Tell her I was asking for her.
I'll tell her.
Good song. Dancer. Not a word.
God, Jerry. They're really watching us.
Who is?
Maggie and Aggie from the kitchen window.
I hope so. And Kate?
Oh, and Father Jack, no doubt.
Better still. Terrific.
They're dancing.
What?
They're dancing together.
They are not.
He has her in his arms.
He has not the animal.
They're dancing in the garden, Aggie.
Would you look at that fool?
He's a beautiful dancer, isn't he?
He's leading her astray again, Maggie.
Oh, look at her feet. She's easily led. Come here, do you see them, Aggie?
Not just now. I'm busy, for God's sake. Can't you see I'm busy?
The only thing that Evans creature could ever do well was dance. And would you look at that fool? For God's sake, would you look at that fool of a woman? Her whole face alters when she's happy, doesn't it? They dance so well together. They're such a beautiful couple. She's as beautiful as Bertie O'Donnell any day, isn't she?
Do you know the words?
I never know any words.
Neither do I. That matter. This is more important. Marry me, Chrissy. Are you listening to me? Will you marry me when I come back?
I think so, Jerry.
But I'm mad about you. You know I am.
You're with me.
Well, leave this house and come away.
You'd walk out of me again. You wouldn't intend to, but that's what would happen. Because that's your nature and you can't help yourself.
No, not this time. This time
Don't
it'll...
speak. No more words. Let me walk you down the lane and then you leave.
Believe me, Chrissy. This time the omens are terrific. The omens are unbelievable. This time.
They're away. Them and they're dancing.
Whatever's wrong with them. few minutes at a time, that's all you ever seem to get from it. Something to do with the way it beats her.
You probably won't see Mr. Evans again for another year until the humour suddenly takes him again.
He has a Christian
And
name.
in the meantime, it's Christina's heart that gets crushed again. That's what I mind. But what infuriates me is that the creature has no sense of ordinary duty. Does he ever wonder how she clothes and feeds Michael? Does he ask her? Does he care?
I'm going outside to clear the head. A bit of a heavy cold
It
test.
seems to me the beast that feels more concern for the young than that creature has.
Do you ever listen to yourself, kid? You're such a damn righteous bitch. And his name is Jerry. Jerry! Jerry!
And what was that all about?
Who's to say?
And don't I know his name is Jerry? What am I calling him? St. Patrick?
She's worried about her too, kid.
You see, that's what a creature like Mr. Evans does. Turns up out of nowhere and poisons the atmosphere in the whole house. God forgive him, the bastard! That's what I mean! Oh, God forgive me. You knew the words to your prayers as well as you know them out pagan songs. She's right. I am a righteous bitch, not to. You work hard at your job. You try your best to keep the home together. Do your duties as best you can. Because you believe in responsibilities and obligations and good order. Yet suddenly you realize that her cracks are appearing everywhere. That control is slipping away. The whole thing is so fragile that it can't be held together for much longer. It's all about to collapse, Maggie.
Nothing's about to collapse, kid.
And that young sweetie boy from the back hills, the one who was anointed, his trousers didn't catch fire, as Rose said. You were doing some devilish thing with a goat. Some sort of sacrifice for the Lughnasa festival. And Sweetie was so drunk that he toppled over into the middle of the fire. Oh, I don't know why that came into my head. And as Mr. Evans away for another 12 months, and next week or the week after, Christina will collapse into one of her depressions again. Do you remember last winter? All that sobbing and lamenting in the middle of the night. I don't think I could go through that again. And the doctor says he doesn't think Father Jack's mind is confused, but that his superiors probably had no choice but to send him home. Whatever that means. And the parish priest, he did talk to me today. He said the numbers in the school are falling. He said there might not be a job for me after the summer. The numbers aren't falling, Maggie. Why is he telling me lies? And why has he never come out here to see Father Jack? If he gives me the push, all five of us will be here together all day long. We can spend the day dancing to Marconi. But what worries me most of all is Rose. If I died, if I lost my job, if this house were broken up, what would become of our Rosie? I must put my trust in God, Maggie, mustn't I? He'll look after her, won't he? You believe that, don't you? I believe that too. I do believe that.
Well, now you've seen him. What do you think? Do you remember him?
I never saw him before.
Yes, you have 5 or 6 times. You've forgotten. Oh, I saw you at the bell. He thinks you're very big. And he thinks you're handsome.
Auntie, you've got me a spinning top that won't spin.
He's handsome, is he?
give up.
And I'll tell you another thing, but the others aren't to know. He's got a new job, and he's wonderful at it.
What does he do?
And he's got you a new bike, a black bike, a man's bike. And he's going to bring it for you the next time he's coming.
Is he coming back soon?
Maybe. Maybe. Yes. Yes, he is.
How soon?
Next week, the week after, soon. Soon. You have a very handsome father. You're a very lucky boy. And I'm a very lucky woman. I'll tell you another thing, lucky boy. You have your mother's eyes. Oh, and what's the good news here then?
Oh, the good news here is that that's the most exciting turf we've ever burned.
Jerry's not gone, is he?
Just this minute. He said to thank you for the offer of the bed.
Next time he's back.
Oh, that'll be a week or two, depending on his commitments.
Well, if the outside lot happens to be empty.
He sends his love to you all. Special love to you, Agnes. A big kiss.
For me?
Yes, you.
Agnes, those are lovely flowers. Do you think Father Jack would like some in his room? Put some on the windowsill with a card saying roses so the poor man's head doesn't go demented looking for the world. The daily dilemma, girls. What's for the tea?
Oh, let me make it.
No, we'll both make the tea. Maybe something thrilling with tomatoes. I think we've got two. Or if you want to wait, I'll make a sort of bread. I'm making the tea.
Oh, just let me. Just this evening.
I make the tea every evening, don't I? So why shouldn't I make it this evening as usual? No reason. Aggie's the chef. Everybody's doing it, doing it, doing it. Looking around for doing it.
Maggie, please!
She knew the words of her prayers as well as she knows the words of those obligated songs. Marconi, my friend, you're not so pardon.
If anyone is looking for me, I'll be down at the bank of the river for the rest of the year. I beg your pardon. My mind, it's Kate, isn't it?
It's Kate.
And Margaret, and Agnes, and this is
Christina.
Christina. Christina, you were only a baby when I left. I remember Mother lifting you up and she caught your arm and waved it at me as the train was pulling out of the station. You were so young then, and scarcely any hair. But Mother managed to tie a tiny pink, what's the word, bow. A tiny pink bow just here in your head. And whenever she waved your arm, the bow fell off. It's like a picture. A camera picture. A photograph. It's like a photograph in my
There's
mind.
not much fun in that, Jack.
And you were crying, Margaret.
Was it?
Yes. Your face was all blotchy with tears.
Yeah, you can be sure. Beautiful as ever.
And you were there, at Mother's right. And you were there, Margaret, at Mother's right as well. And Rose, she was in the middle, and you each had a hand. And I remember the look on Mother's face. It said nothing. I often wondered about that afterwards.
She knew she would never see you again in her lifetime, Jack.
Yes, I know that. But in another life. Do you think perhaps Mother didn't believe in the ancestral spirits?
Ancestral spirits. What are you blabbering on about, Jack? Mother was a saintly woman who knew she was going straight to heaven. Don't you forget to take your medicine again. You're supposed to take it 3 times a day.
One of our priests took so much quinine that he became an addict and almost died. They rushed him to hospital in Kampala, but they could do nothing for him. So Okala and I, we took him to our local medicine man. And Carl Sharpedge lived until he was 88 years. There was a strange white bird on my windowsill when I woke up this morning.
Oh, that's Rosie's pet rooster. Stay away from that thing.
Look at the lumpets about in my arm, Jack. One of these days I'm going to wring its neck.
That's what we do in Bryangle whenever we want to please the spirits or appease them. We kill a rooster or a young goat. It's a very exciting exhibition. No, demonstration. No, show. No. What's the word? Spectacle. No, that's not the word. What's the word I'm thinking of? It describes a mysterious, sacred. You have dancing, incantations, ritual sacrifice, singing. What's the word for that whole the whole thing? Gone, left me. My English vocabulary has deserted me. Never mind. I think I'll put on some more clothes.
Did you speak Swahili out there all the time, Jack?
Oh, all the time, yes. Swahili, to the people. But when Europeans come, we speak English. Or if we have a visitation from the district commissioner. The present district commissioner knows Swahili, but he refuses to speak it. He's a stubborn bloody man. But I like him. Him and I argue a lot. The Irish outcast, he calls me. He's always inviting me to Kampala to stay with him for the weekend. To stop me from going native, as he puts it. If you cooperate with the English, they give you lots of money for churches and schools and hospitals. And he gets very angry at me if I don't take the money. Just last year, he reported me to my superiors in head house, and they were very angry. Oh, very angry. But I like him. When I was saying goodbye to him, he thought this very funny. He made me a present of the district commissioner's ceremonial hat to take home. Ceremony. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Ceremony. The incantation, the dancing, the singing, the sacrifice. Ceremony. How could I have forgotten that? It's such a simple word. What was I telling you?
You were telling us about the district commissioner giving you the present.
Yes. He gave me this magnificent tricorn hat with 3 great white ostrich plumes rising out of the crown. I have it in my trunk. I'll show it to you later. Do you know what I found very strange? Coming back on the boat, there were days when I couldn't even remember the simplest of words. Not that anyone seemed to notice. And you can always point, can't you, Margaret?
Or make signs.
Or make signs.
Or dance.
What you must do is read a lot. Books, papers, magazines. I read every night with young Michael, and it's great for his vocabulary.
You may be right, Kate. I'll do that. I haven't seen young Michael about today, Agnes.
Christina.
He's about to back somewhere, making kites, if you don't mind.
And I have yet to meet your husband.
I'm not married, Jack.
Oh.
Michael's father was here a while back. Jerry Evans.
So
Mr. Evans is a...
you were never married?
Never.
We're all in the same boat, Jack. We're hoping you'll hunt around and find men for each of us.
So, Michael is a love child.
I suppose so.
He's a fine boy.
He's not a bad boy.
You're very lucky to have him.
Oh, we're all lucky to have him.
In Ryanka, women are very keen to have love children. The more love children you have, the more fortunate your family is thought to be. Do you have any other love children?
She certainly has not. And strange as it may seem, neither has Agnes, nor Rose, nor Maggie, nor myself for that matter. And no harm to Ryanda, but you're home in Donegal now. And as much as we cherish love children, they're not exactly the norm. And the doctor says if you don't take any exercise, your legs will seize up on you. So I'm going to walk you down to the main road and up again 3 times. Then you'll get your tea, Then you'll read the paper from front to back. Then you'll check your medicine, and then you'll go to bed. And we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that, until we have you back to what you were. You make a start. I'll be with you in a second. Where's my cardigan?
Some of Aunt Kate's forebodings weren't all that inaccurate. Indeed, some of them were fulfilled before the festival of Lughnasa was over. She was right about Uncle Jack. He had been sent home by his superiors. Not because his mind was confused, but for reasons that became clearer as the summer drew to a close. And she was right about losing her job in the local school. The parish priest didn't take her back when the new term began, although that had more to do with Father Jack than with falling numbers. And she had good reason for being uneasy about Rose, and had she known, about Agnes too. But what she couldn't have foreseen was that the home would break up quite so quickly. And that when she would wake up one morning in early September, both Rose and Agnes would have left forever. But she was wrong about my father. I suppose their natures were so out of tune that she would always be wrong about my father. Because he did come back in a couple of weeks, as he said he would. And although my mother and he didn't go through a conventional form of marriage, once more they danced together, witnessed by the unseen sisters. And this time it was a dance without music, just there, in ritual circles, round and round that square, then down the lane and back up again, slowly, formally, with easy deliberation. My mother with her head thrown back, her eyes closed, her mouth slightly open. My father holding her just that little distance from him so that he could regard her upturned face. No singing, no melody, no words. Only the swish and whisper of their feet across the grass. I watched the ceremony from behind that bush. But this time they were conscious only of themselves and of their dancing. And when he went off to fight with the International Brigade, my mother grieved, as any bride would grieve. This time there was no sobbing, no lamenting, no collapse into a depression.
We'll leave these back where we found them, Jack. They're not ours. They belong to the child. Now we'll go for our walk.
So you're getting those books ready for school again, eh?
School doesn't start for another 10 days.
Oh, I always hated school. You and I have a little financial matter to discuss. Do you hear me, Cub?
I'm not listening.
You owe me money.
I do not.
Oh, indeed you do. 3 weeks ago I bet you a penny those old kites would never get off the ground. And they never did.
Because there was never enough wind, that's why.
Enough wind! Would you listen to him? A hurricane wouldn't ship those things. Anyhow, a debt's a debt. 1 penny at your convenience, if you please. Or the equivalent in kind, 1 wild woodbine. Beside your caravan, the campfire's bright. I'll be your vagabond.
Leave me alone, Aunt Maggie.
for tonight.
Oh, look what you made me do. The page is all blotted.
Your frank opinion, Cub. Am I vagabond material?
Get out of my road, will you? I'm trying to write a letter.
Who to? Huh, that's for me to find out. Well, whoever it is, he'd need to be smart to read that scrawl.
It's to Santa Claus.
In September? Nothing like getting in before the rush, eh? What are you asking for?
A bell.
A bell.
For my bicycle.
For your bicycle.
The bike my daddy bought me, stupid.
Your daddy's bought you a bicycle.
Ask him yourself. He bought it in Kilkenny. So there.
He told you that?
It's coming next week. It's a black bike. A man's bike.
Aren't you the lucky boy?
And it's going to be delivered here, to the house. He promised me.
Well, if he promised you. Now, who can we get to teach you to ride it?
I know how to ride.
You don't.
I learned at school last Easter. So there. But you can't ride
Oh,
it.
I can't so.
I know you can't.
Well, maybe not on his own, but, put me on the bar of a bicycle, Cub. Magnificent.
You never sat on the bar of a bike in your life, Aunt Maggie.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, indeed, I did, Micah. Now, way off and write to Santa some other time. On a day like today, you should be out running around the fields like a young calf. Hold on, another riddle for you.
Give up.
A man went to an apple tree with 2 apples on it. He doesn't take apples off it, he doesn't leave apples on it. How does he do that?
Give up.
Oh, think, Cub, think.
I give up.
Since you don't know, I will tell you. He takes 1 apple off, so he doesn't leave apples on it, he doesn't take apples off it. Get it?
God.
Oh, might as well be talking to a turf stack.
Did I hear the church bell ringing?
Oh, yeah, big posh wedding today.
Not one of my sisters.
Oh, no such luck. Yeah, a man called Austin Morgan and a girl from Carrickfad.
Austin. Morgan. Should I know that name?
I don't think so. The only arcade in the town. How are you feeling today, Jack?
Cold as usual, Maggie, and complaining about it as usual.
Sure. Complain away, sure, why wouldn't you? And it is getting colder. But you're looking stronger every day, Jack.
I feel stronger too. Now, off on my last walk of the day.
Number 3?
Number 4. Down past the clothesline, across the stream, round the old well, and up through the meadow. And when that's done, Rose won't have to nag at me. Nag? Nag? That sounds funny. Something strange about that. That's not a word, is it? Nag.
Nag, yeah, to keep on at somebody.
Good. Nag. So my English vocabulary is returning to me. It still sounds a bit strange though, nag.
Time for another walk, Jack.
Just heading out on my last walk of the day, Kate. Thank you for keeping on.
No sign of Rose and Agnes yet.
Yeah, they said they'd be home for tea. They're picking those old bilberries.
You used to pick bilberries, Jack, you remember?
Down by the old quarry.
No, the very place.
My mother and I, every Lughnasa, the yearly ritual. Of course I remember. And she made the most wonderful jam, which she took to school with you every day, all through the winter time. A slice of soda bread and bilberry jam.
But no butter.
Except on special occasions when you got scones. And for some reason they were always buttered. I must take a walk down to that old quarry one of these days. Oh, ruddier than the cherry. Oh, sweeter than the berry, oh, nymph more bright than moonshine night, like kindlings, blithe and merry. Where did that come from? You see, Kate, it's all coming back to me.
So you'll begin saying mass again soon?
Yes, indeed.
Here in the house.
Oh, why not? I could start next Monday. The neighbours would join us, wouldn't
They
they?
surely would. A lot of them have been asking me already.
But, how would we let them know?
Oh, wouldn't worry about that, Jack. Word soon gets around very quickly.
What Okawa does, you know who Okawa is, don't you?
Your houseboy.
My friend, my mentor, my counsellor, and yes, my houseboy. Anyway, Okawa summons our people by striking a huge iron gong. Did you hear that wedding bell this morning, Kate?
Yes.
Well, Okawa's gong would carry 4 times as far as that. And if it's a special occasion, he would spend all day going around from village to village, blowing on a huge wooden flute that he made himself.
And they'd all gather in your church.
Yes, when I had a church. Now we just gather in the common in the middle of the village. And if it's a big ceremony, you could have 300 or 400 people.
All gathered together for mass.
Maybe. Or maybe to offer sacrifice to Obi, the great goddess of the earth, so that the crops might flourish. Or maybe to get in contact with our departed forefathers for their advice and wisdom. Or maybe to thank the spirits of the tribe if they've been good to us, or to appease them if they're angry. I tell Okawa that every year our calendar of festivals get fuller and fuller. Now at this time of year, over there, in Uganda at the harvest time, there are 2 magnificent festivals. The festival of the new yam and the festival of the sweet cassava. Both of them dedicated to the great goddess Obi.
But these aren't Christian ceremonies, Jack, are they?
Christian? No. The Ryangans have always been faithful to their own beliefs. Like these 2 festivals I'm telling you about, and they are really magnificent festivals. I haven't mentioned these festivals to you before, have I?
Not to me.
Well, they begin very formally, very solemnly, with the ritual sacrifice of a fowl or a goat or a young calf down at the riverbank. Then the ceremonial cutting and anointing of the first yams and the new cassava. And these are passed around in huge wooden bowls. And then the incantation, a chant really that expresses our gratitude and acts like a tempo or a rhythm for the sacrificial dance. Then, when the Thanksgiving is over, the dancing continues. And the thing is that it grows almost naturally into a secular celebration, so that almost imperceptibly where the religious ceremony ends, the secular ceremony begins. And that part of the ceremony is really spectacular. Oh yes. We build fires around the periphery of the circle, and we paint our faces with coloured powder, and we sing local songs, and we drink palm wine, and then we dance, and we dance, and dance, and dance. Children, men, women, most of them lepers, some of them with misshapen limbs, missing limbs, dancing, believe it or not, for days on end. It's the most wonderful sight you have ever seen. The palm wine, they dole it out in horns, and you lose all sense of time. Oh yes, the Ryangans are a remarkable people. There's no distinction between the secular and religious in their culture, and their capacity for fun, for laughter, for practical jokes. They have the most open hearts. You would love them, Maggie. Why don't you come back with me? How did I get into all that? You really must stop me from telling these long stories. Exercise time. I'll be back in 10 minutes, and only last week it took me half an hour to do number 4. You're doing a great job, Kate. Please, do keep on with me.
Sorry?
The quotation.
Oh, what's that, Jack?
Oh, ruddier than a cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry. No, it's not Gilbert and Sullivan, no, but it'll come back to me, I promise you, it will all come back to me.
Jack, you are going to start saying mass again, aren't you?
Well, we agreed next Monday, didn't we, Margaret?
Yes.
At first light, the moment Rose's white cock crows, a harvest festival. Oh, Kate,
Yes?
you'll have to find a big gong somewhere.
I told you. You wouldn't listen. I told you. What do you think?
It's been back a month.
Yesterday I heard about their medicine man who brought someone
He
back from
needs
the dead.
more time, Kate.
And this morning it was the spirits of the tribe. And when I mentioned mass to him, well, you saw how he dodged
I
about.
said he'd say mass next Monday.
He won't. You know he won't. He's changed, Maggie. In another month he'll be completely changed. He's not our Jack at all. And it's what he's changed into that frightens me.
Doesn't frighten me.
Oh, if you saw your face, of course it frightens you. Oh, dear God.
Same time. It's not a sight I'd like to see.
Sight.
Clever lepers try to do the military too, Sam.
God forgive you, Maggie Munson. Creatures are as entitled as ever. Not a word of this must go outside this family, do you hear? Not a syllable.
Now, false modesty. You know you're a great dancer, Kissy.
No.
You should be a professional dancer. Hey, let's dance round the garden again.
We've done that. And down the lane and up the lane without music. No, that's enough for one day. Tell me more about this signing up. Was it really in a church?
I'm telling you, it was unbelievable.
It was a real church.
A real Catholic church, as a matter of interest.
Don't believe a word of it.
What I tell you a lie. Anyhow, at the end, up at the sanctuary, there was 3 of them. 2 of them were in long trench coats. Between them, behind this lectern, and wearing a sort of military cap, this little chaplain, who spoke in an accent I could hardly understand. Naturally, I thought he was Spanish. From our Mars, it turns out.
Oh, Ma, I'm sure he couldn't understand you either.
Well, he described himself as a recruiting officer. Take it from me, comrade. Nobody joins a brigade without my unanimity.
It's a word they accepted you at all.
He says, do you offer your loyalty and your allegiance and your full endeavours to the popular front?
What's the popular front?
Ah, well, the Spanish government that I'm going to keep in power. I'll take it you're a syndicalist. No. An anarchist. No. A communist. No. Well, a Republican, a socialist, a Marxist. No. Well, do you speak Spanish? No. Can you make explosives? No. Do you know how to ride a motorbike? Oh yes, well sign here, you're in.
So you're going to be in the Spanish rider, eh?
Oh.
And you leave on Saturday.
First time.
And how long will you be?
No one's a taste to sort the place out.
Seriously, Jerry.
Maybe a couple months. They all say it'll be over by Christmas.
They always say it'll be over by Christmas. I still don't know where you're going.
Not sure I know either. But, well, who wants a salesman that can't sell? And there's bound to be something like that in the course, ain't there? And there's somewhere to go, ain't it? Maybe that's the important thing for a man. Name destination. Like democracy, Valley Bay, heaven. Women's illusions aren't so easily satisfied. They make better drifters. Anyhow, the yellow-marked chappie held out the pen for me to sign the dotted line, and it was only when I was writing my name that I glanced over the lectern and saw the box.
Box?
He was standing on a box. the chappie was a midget. No bigger than 3 foot tall. No, I promise you, he was having a drink afterwards. He told me he was invaluable to the brigade because he was a master at disguising himself.
Jerry Evans, you are so...
Hey. Let's get down the old well.
We're going nowhere. Go inside and have a look at this warehouse. Stops and starts whenever it feels like.
I've told you I know nothing about radio.
You said you're a genius at them.
Chrissy, I mean, I don't even know how.
You can try, can't you? Like our Mrs. Bardic. Come on. You should see Jack striding through the meadow. He's like a new man.
Were you talking to him?
Yeah, he wants to do a swap with me. After giving this hat, he's to give me some sort of tree-cornered hat of feathers the district commissioner in Africa gave him. Sounds a fair exchange to me.
Chrissy says you're great with radios, Jerry.
Well, I'll have a look. Why not?
All I can tell you is not the battery. I got a new one yesterday.
Let me check the aerial first. Very often that's where the trouble lies. Then I'll check the ignition and the sparking. Leave it to Jerry.
He sounds very knowledgeable.
Maybe something he can't fix.
I know you're not responsible for Jerry's decisions, Christina, but, well, it would be on my conscience if I didn't tell you how strongly I disapprove of this international brigade keeper. Oh, it's a sorry day for Ireland when we send young men off to Spain to fight for godless communism.
For democracy.
I'm not going to argue.
And that's the important thing, just want to hear me. Now you've done that.
Hey, Chrissy, son on the radio,
It's
would ya?
on!
Right.
Just as we were coming out of the town, we met Lear McLaughlin, the knitting agent. Agnes and Rose aren't back, are they?
We'll be back soon.
The poor woman was very distressed. She says she'll call tomorrow and tell them herself.
Tell him what?
She's not buying any more handmade gloves.
What? Why?
Too dear, she says.
Too dear. She pays them a pittance.
They're opening a factory in Donegal town that makes machine gloves far faster and much more cheaply. The people Vera used to supply are buying their gloves direct from the factory now.
That's awful.
And wait till you hear. They're organising buses to bring the workers to and from the factory every day. The people that used to work at home are signing on now.
That is awful news.
The poor woman tried to get a job there herself. Too old, they said. She's 41. Oh, the poor woman could hardly speak.
Poor Aggie. Poor Rosie, what will they do?
Shh.
They're back. Let them have their tea in peace. Tell them later.
Who is that beautiful woman?
Jerry?
Up here, Aggie.
Up where?
On top of the sycamore.
Mother of God!
Come up and join me.
What are you doing
You
up
can
there?
see into the future from here, Aggie.
Oh, Jerry. That tree isn't safe, Jerry. Please come down.
Come on up here and see
No.
what's going to happen here.
But the branch is dead, Jerry. I'm
You
telling
think
you.
I can get a job at the circus?
Jerry!
Wow, wow.
Oh, no, stop it, Jerry. Stop it.
Back to
Stop
the
it.
air with the greatest of
You are going to fall. I am
That
not
daring young
not
man
watching.
of flying trapeze.
Blind the man is up on top of the sycamore. Would you work to tell him to go?
He's fixing the area.
He's going to break his neck. I'm telling
I
you.
don't care. As long as he fixes the bloody wireless first.
How are the bilberries, Agnes?
They're just that bit too ripe. I should have picked them a week ago.
Is that a purple stain on your Gansey?
I know. I'd only begun when I fell into the bush. And look at my hands, all scrabbed off me with the briars. For all the sympathy I got from Rosie, well, she nearly died laughing at me. How should I anyway, wee pet? She's still in her bed. Bed? Oh, she wasn't feeling well, so she left me there to come home to lie down. She's here. Isn't she?
I haven't seen her. Have you?
No.
When did she leave you?
Well, hours ago. Almost a immediately we arrived at the quarry, she said she felt out of sorts.
And she went off by herself
Yes.
to come home.
Well, that's what she said.
She's not in her bed.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Start at the beginning, Agnes. What exactly happened?
Nothing happened. Nothing at all. We left here, when was it? Just after 1 o'clock.
That means she's been missing for nearly 3 hours.
We walked together to the quarry. I had my 2 puppets with me. She had her. She had. Oh, she had.
Here.
Go on. Go on.
Just after we arrived at the quarry, she said she wasn't feeling well, and I said to her, "Don't bother with stupid old bilberries. Just sit in the sun." And that's what she did.
For how long?
Oh, I don't know. 5-10 minutes, and sure then I fell into the bush. And then she started to laugh, and then she said something about having a headache and her stomach being sick, and that she was going to go home and sleep for a while. Maggie, are you sure she's not in her bed?
Then what?
Oh, God, what has happened to her?
Direction did she go when she left you? Oh, stop snivelling, Agnes. Did she go towards home?
I think so, yes. God, I don't know.
She may have gone into the town.
She wouldn't have gone into town in her Wellingtons.
She was wearing her good shoes.
Her good shoes. Are you sure?
Yes. And her blue cardigan and her good skirt. And I said to her, "Coach, you're some lady to go pecking bilberries with." And then she laughed and she said, "I'm so tough, I acted so tough."
Does she have a bottle of milk with her?
Well, I think so. Yes, and one of her cans.
Does she have any money with her?
Oh, she's half a crown. But that's all she has.
Danny Bradley.
What?
God.
Danny Bradley. Lughnasa up at the back hills.
What? What about the back hills?
She has some silly notion of that scamp Bradley. She believes he loves her. What her Christmas present last year, she says. Oh, God.
Oh.
What do you know about this Bradley business?
Well, I only know her Chris just told me.
I've often seen you and Rose whispering. What plot has been hatched between Rose and Mr. Bradley?
There's no plot, Kate. Please.
You're lying to me, Agnes. You're withholding. I want the truth.
Honest to God, all I know is just.
I want to know everything you know.
Kate, that'll do. Leave it. She may be on her way home. She may have gone into the town. She might have taken a wee turn at the quarry. But we'll find her. We'll find her. Chris, you search up on the fields at the top of the lane. Aggie, you go down to the bottom of the lane towards the main road. Kate, you go down to the old well and search all around the place there. I'm going to go into the town to tell the police.
Police? Oh, you're going to no police. If she's mixed up with that
I'm
Bradley-
going to the police and you'll do what I told you to do.
There she is.
Oh. Rosie. Rosie.
Oh, we were so worried about
Nice,
this.
Aggie, they're sweet. And you got 2 handfuls, good for you.
Is your big stomach settled? Your stomach? Well, when you weren't feeling well, I remember when we were at the quarry.
Oh, that's right, yes. Well, I'm all right now, thanks.
And you left me there. Said you were coming home to lie down a while. Do you remember that?
Yes,
But you didn't come home, Rosie.
that's right.
We were so worried about you.
Well, I'm here now, aren't I?
Were you in the town?
That's why you got all dressed up, isn't it?
You went into Ballybay, didn't you?
Well, she's home safe and sound now. That's all that matters. I don't know about you girls, but this chicken is weak with hunger. So let me tell you what's on the menu this evening. Our beverage is the usual hot sweet tea. With a choice of bread, caraway seed bread and soda bread, both fresh from the chef's oven. But this is where we're becoming difficult. We've only got 3 eggs between the 7 of us, Rosie, I wish you could convince that white rooster of yours to lay eggs.
There are 8 of
There
us.
you are there. Oh, the soldier up in the sycamore. It's not a great larder, but a nice challenge for someone like myself. So what I propose is eggs ballybeg. In other words, scrambled, served on lightly toasted caraway seed bread, followed by roast and applied one wide. Everybody happy?
Excellent, Margaret.
Set.
We'll go and pick some more bilberries next song for Rose.
All right.
Now, remember the cans you had? No, you had your own 2 cans, remember? Did you take them with you?
Where to, Aggie?
Well, into the town, wherever you
Oh,
went.
I hid them behind the stone wall in the quarry. They're all right there. They're safe. I'll go back this evening to pick them up. Does anybody know where my overall is?
Slide across your bed. And you need to get some turf in, Rosie.
Well, I'll change first, Maggie.
Well, hurry up about it.
How many slices of toast do you want?
The whole loaf. But go easy on the butter, that's all we have. Now, some parsley and just a whiff of basil. I don't want you to get optimistic, girls, but I'm feeling very creative this evening.
I want to know where you've been, Rose. You have been gone the entire afternoon.
Later,
I want
Kate.
to know where you've been.
Later, Kate. After
Where have you been for the past 3 hours?
Look, Anna.
I didn't hear what you said, Rose.
Yes, just leave it.
Look, Anna.
You walked from the quarry to Lughnasa.
Yes.
Did you meet someone there?
Yes.
Had you arranged to meet
I
someone
had
there?
arranged to meet Danny Bradley there, Kate. He took me out in his Spanish blue boat. I don't want anything to eat, Maggie. I had a bottle of milk and a packet of chocolate biscuits, and we had a picnic on the lake. And then he took me up through the back hills to see what was left of the Lughnasa fires. A few of them were still burning away up there. We passed young Sweeney's house, the boy who got burned. The boy you said was dying. Well, he's on the mend, Danny says. He'll be scarred, but he'll be all right. It's a very peaceful place up there. There was nobody there, only Danny and me. He calls me his Rose, but I told you that before, didn't I? And then he walked me on to the workhouse gate, and he came all home by himself. And that's all I'm going to tell you. That's all any of you are going to hear.
Mother of God, what has happened to this house? Will we ever be able to lift our heads again?
The following night, Vera McLaughlin arrived and explained to Agnes and Rose why she couldn't buy their hand-knitted gloves anymore. Most of her home knitters were already working in the new factory, and she advised Agnes and Rose to apply immediately. The Industrial Revolution had finally caught up with Ballybeg. They didn't apply, even though they had no other means of making a living, and they never discussed their situation with their sisters. Perhaps Agnes made the decision for both of them because she knew Rose wouldn't have good work there. Or perhaps, as Kate believed, because Agnes was too notionate to work in a factory. Or perhaps the two of them just wanted away. Anyhow, on my first day back at school, when we came into the kitchen for breakfast, there was a note propped up against the milk jug. "We are gone for good. This is best for all. Do not try to find us." It was written in Agnes's resolute hand. Of course they did try to find them. So did the police. So did our neighbours, who had a huge network of relatives all over England and America. They had vanished without a trace. By the time I tracked them down 25 years later in London, Agnes was dead, and Rose was dying in a hospice of the destitute in Southwark. The scraps of information I gathered about their lives during those missing years were too sparse to be coherent. They had moved about a lot. They worked as cleaning women in factories, in public toilets, in the underground. Then, when Rose could no longer get work, Agnes tried to support them both, but couldn't. From then on, I gathered, they gave up. They took to drink. They slept in parks, in doorways, on the Thames embankment. Then Agnes died of exposure. And 2 days after I found Rose in that grim hospice, she didn't recognise me, of course. She died in her sleep. Father Jack's health improved quickly, and he soon recovered his full vocabulary and all his old bounce and vigour. But he didn't say Mass that following Monday. In fact, he never said Mass again. And the neighbours stopped inquiring about him. And his name never again appeared in the Donegal Inquirer. And of course there was never a civic reception with flags and bands and speeches. But he never lost his determination to return to Uganda. And he still talked passionately about his life with the lepers there. And each new anecdote contained more revelations. And each new revelation startled, stunned, shocked poor Aunt Kate. Until finally she hit on a phrase that appeased her. His own distinctive spiritual search. Leaping around a fire and offering a little hand to Yuko or Ita or whoever is not religion as I was taught it, and indeed know it, she would say with a defiant toss of her head. But then Jack must make his own distinctive search. When he died suddenly of a heart attack within a year of his homecoming, on the very eve of the following Lughnasa, my mother and Maggie mourned him sorely. But for months, Kate was inconsolable. My father sailed for Spain that Saturday. The last I saw of him was dancing down the lane in imitation of Fred Astaire, swinging his walking stick, Uncle Jack's ceremonial tricorn at a jaunty angle over his left eye. When he got to the main road, he stopped and turned, and with both hands blew a dozen theatrical kisses back to Mother and me. He was wounded in Barcelona. He fell off his motorbike. So for the rest of his life, he walked with a limp. The limp wasn't disabling, but it put an end to his dancing days, and that really distressed him. Even the role of maimed veteran, which he loved, could never compensate for that. He still visited us occasionally, perhaps once a year. Each time he was on the brink of a new career. And each time he proposed to Mother and promised me a new bike. Then the war came in 1939. His visits became more infrequent. And finally he stopped coming altogether. Sometime in the mid-50s I got a letter from a tiny village in the south of Wales. A curt note from a young man of my own age and also called Michael Evans. He had found my name and address among the belongings of his father, Jerry Evans. He introduced himself as my half-brother. And he wanted me to know that Jerry Evans, the father we shared, had died peacefully in the family home the previous week. Throughout his final illness, he was nursed by his wife and 3 grown children who all lived and worked in the village. My mother never knew of that letter. I decided to tell her. Decided not to. Vacillated for years as my father would have done. Eventually, rightly or wrongly, kept the information to myself.
Well, at least that's some good news.
What's that?
That young Sweeney boy from the back hills, he's going to live.
Oh, good news indeed.
Are you still up there?
Hey, don't stand there. I might fall on top of you.
Have you any idea what you're doing?
Come on up here to me.
I'm sure it will.
Hey, Chrissy. We never made love on top of a sycamore.
Jerry, if you fall and break your neck, it'll be too good for you. Oh. Nobody vanishes quicker than that Michael boy when you need him.
I had a brilliant idea when I woke up this morning, Aggie. I was thinking to myself, what is it that Ballybeg badly needs and that Ballybeg hasn't got? I give up. A dressmaker. So why doesn't Agnes Mundy, who has such clever hands, why doesn't she dress like?
Clever hands.
She'd make a fortune. They've come to her from far and wide.
Ah, some fortune, Ballybeg.
Not only would the work be interesting, but she wouldn't be staring at that old grey wool 8 hours a day. You see how Rose squints at things now? I'm telling you, it's the job for you, Aggie, no doubt about it. Ah, holy God, girls, don't tell me I'm out of five. How could that have happened?
Dear Maggie.
Chrissy, you are a genius. Look, kid. Misery. Happiness.
And what's keeping those wonderful eggs, Ballybeg?
If I had the choice between one wild woodbine and a man of, say, 52, widower, plump, what would I choose, kid, eh? I'd choose Fatso, wouldn't I? Oh, I really am getting desperate. Maybe I should go to Riango with you, Jack.
I know you wouldn't, but I do know you would love.
Could you guarantee a man for each of us?
Well, I couldn't promise you 4 men, but I should be able to get one husband for all of you.
Well, would we settle for that, yes?
That's our system and the terms. One of you would be his principal wife and live with him in his largest house.
That'd be you, kid.
Maggie!
The rest of you he would keep in his enclosure. It would be like living on a small farm.
Snug enough, wouldn't it? What about that, girls? And what kind of duties would we have to do?
The usual: cooking, sewing, helping with the crops, washing, the usual housekeeping tasks,
Just what we do here anyway.
and looking after his children.
That he'd have by kid.
Maggie!
That he would have by all of you. And what's so significant about that is that every husband, the husband and the wives and the children all form a small commune, and everyone looks after everyone else and cares for them. I'm totally in favour of it.
It may be efficient and you may well be in favour of it, Jack, but I don't think it's what Pope Pius XI considers to be the holy sacrament of matrimony. And it might be better for you if you paid a bit more attention to our Holy Father and a bit less to the great goddess, Iggy.
Listen. Have they got hens there too, Jack?
We're overrun with hens.
Don't dismiss it, girls. It has its benefits. Are you game, kid?
Would you give my head peace, Maggie?
Jerry has it going.
Jack, tell me this. What's the Swahili for?
You'd love the climate too, kid.
I'm not listening to a word you're saying.
Well, any good?
Listen.
Aha! Leave it to the experts.
Jerry, my friend, I have something for you. The balloon hat, the ceremonial hat. You agreed to swap.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'll be back in a second.
Good work there, Jerry.
Yeah, I thought it might be the air wheel. That's the end of your troubles. Oh, this song. Oh, Agnes, dance with me. Best cars you like. Come on, dance with me, Agnes.
Go on,
Come on, Agnes.
dance with Maggie.
Let's go out the garden.
Go on, go on.
I want to dance with this.
Anything goes. You're a great dancer, Aggie.
No, I'm not.
You're a superb dancer. You could be a professional dancer.
Oh.
You could teach dancing in Ballybeg. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Come on. There you are, safe and sound.
Oh, what's she call like to dance like you, Aggie?
Doesn't she dance elegantly?
Oh, it's dead, darling.
Unbelievable. Now, Chrissy, you and I.
Not now.
Oh, come on, Chrissy, what?
Not now. I said, thick.
I'll dance with you, Jerry. Do you want to see real class?
I certainly do, Maggie.
Stand back here, Shirley Temple needs lots of space.
Oh.
Anything goes.
Say that damn thing.
Oh, what happens?
What are you out there? You're only wasting the battery and we won't get a new one to the weekend.
It wasn't to be, Jerry, but there'll be another day.
That's a promise, Maggie. Not a bad little set, that.
Peace. Thanks be to God. Do you know what that thing has done? Killed all Christian conversation in this country.
Vera McLaughlin says she's calling here tomorrow. She wants to speak to you and Rose, Agnes.
Oh, what about? I didn't tell you, did I? Her daughter's got engaged.
Which one?
The harvest dance is going to be just supreme this Monday. That wee brat.
Sophia? Is that one not still at school?
Left last year. She's 15. And the lucky man is 16.
16? Oh, holy God. We've been packing in, girls.
It's ridiculous. 15 and 16. Now don't tell me that's not totally improper. It's the poor mother I feel sorry for.
But what does she want to talk to us about? Something about Wall, Agnes. Can't really remember. She probably won't call at all. Go ahead and dance, you two.
Artists like Margaret Mundy can't just perform on demand, Chrissy. We need to be in touch with other forces first, don't we, Jerry?
Oh, absolutely, Maggie. Hey, why is there no sound?
Are we never going to eat, Maggie?
Indeed we are. Outside in the garden, eggs ballybeg al fresco. There aren't many warm evenings left. Lughnasa's almost at an end.
Oh, that's a good idea, Maggie.
Will I get the plates and cups?
Are you all right?
It's not a big game, is it?
Have I done something wrong?
Switched it on and off, that's all it did.
Bring out the chairs, Jerry.
Forget the chairs!
What about this table?
I would just spread a cloth on the ground.
Well, at least we know it's not the aerial.
According to you.
And if it's not the aerial, the next thing to check is the ignition and the sparking plugs.
Ignition! Listen to that bluffer, Agnes.
Did you hear what she called me, Aggie? That's unfair, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at this here.
Rosie? Oh, what is it, Rosie?
My rooster, he's dead.
Rosie?
Look at him, he's dead.
What happened to
The
him?
fox must have got him. Maggie warned me the fox was back again. Well, that's the end of my pet rooster. You were right, Maggie, the fox must have got him.
Did he get at the heads?
They're all right, they're safe.
Was there a door left open?
Don't think so.
Well, that itself.
She will get you another white rooster, Rosie.
Doesn't matter.
I'll put manners on him early
Oh,
on.
I don't
too.
want another one.
Don't suppose we can ask him to lay eggs for us now.
I wonder to see what Michael is. Michael! He hears me rightly, you know. He's probably juking about out there somewhere watching us.
Right, there's what we miss. Knives, forks and plates. Oh, Jesus, Mary.
Jerry, my friend, where are you?
Out here, Jack.
Ah, there you are. uniform, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. I could do with something like that for Spain.
It was my uniform when I was chaplain to the British Army during the Great War.
Yeah.
We know only too well what it is, Jack.
Isn't it splendid? Well, it was splendid. Needs a bit of a clean-up. Well, Carl was always dressing up in it. I really should give it to him to keep.
It's not at all suitable for this climate.
I know, Kate. But just for the exchange, and then I'd change back. Now then, if I were at home and I wanted to swap or barter, what I do is this. I place my possession on the ground, so. You place your possession here, on the ground, in front of your feet, just here. Now, take one step back, so.
Right?
A symbolic distancing yourself from what you once possessed. Now, turn around once, like this, a complete circle.
Circle.
A rejection of what you once had. You no longer lay claim to your hat. Now I cross over to where you are, and you cross over to the position I just left. So, excellent. The exchange is now formally and irrevocably complete. This is my straw hat. That is your tricorn hat. Put it on. Splendid. It suits you.
Yeah?
Doesn't it suit you?
His head's too big.
What about that? Is that better, Agnes?
Oh, you're lovely, Jerry.
In ancient times, sucking lips, a stocking once looked on something shocking, but now gone now.
How about this? Perhaps further back.
Well, yours.
Would you look at the two of them strutting about like a pair of wee cuffs? Now, tea time.
I'll make the tea, Maggie.
No, let me finish, Lughnasa. You start again tomorrow. Chrissy, go and put Marconi on.
I think it's broken again.
No, but Jerry fixed it.
Then Chrissy messed it up again.
It's possessed, this thing, if you ask me.
I wish you wouldn't use words like that, Christina. There's still great heat in that sun, Mummy.
Great harvest weather.
I love September.
Cooking time, girls.
Wait a while. Enjoy the bit of heat that's left.
Next Sunday, Rosie, we'll go and pick some more down.
Yes. Whatever you say, Aggie.
Yeah. Oh. What about that? Oh, sorry. Not bad for a kid of 7, eh?
Look at the artwork.
Very neatly made. Unbelievable.
I keep telling his mother she has a very talented son.
So there, Mr. Evans.
Have you all seen these?
Hate them.
Oh, I think they're just wonderful. Jack, have you seen them? I'll say you something. This one ain't gonna be a gramophone salesman.
Michael!
He always vanishes when there's work to be done.
Have a new riddle for you. Why is a gramophone like a parrot?
Maggie.
Because it always. Because a parrot. Oh God, I've forgotten.
As I said, Father Jack was dead within 12 months. With him and Agnes and Rose all gone, the heart seemed to go out of the house. Maggie took on the tasks Rose and Agnes had done and pretended to believe that nothing had changed. My mother spent the rest of her life in the knitting factory and hated every day of it. And after a few years doing nothing, Kate got the job of tutoring the young family of Austin Morgan of the Arcade. But much of the spirit and fun had gone out of their lives. And when my time came to go away, in the selfish way of young men, I was happy to escape. And so when I cast my mind back to that summer of 1936, different kinds of memories offer themselves to me. But there is one memory of that Lughnasa time that visits me most often. And what fascinates me about that memory is that it owes nothing to fact. In that memory, atmosphere is more real than incident. And everything is simultaneously actual and illusory. In that memory, too, the air is nostalgic with the music of the 30s. It drifts in from somewhere far away, a mirage of sound, a dream music that is both heard and imagined. That seems to be itself and its own echo. A sound so alluring and so mesmeric that the afternoon is bewitched and be haunted by it. And what is so strange about that memory is that everybody seems to be floating on those sweet sounds, moving rhythmically, languorously, in complete isolation. When I remember it, I think of it as dancing. Dancing with eyes half closed, because to open them would break the spell. Dancing as if language had surrendered to movement. As if this ritual, this wordless ceremony, was now the way to speak. To whisper private and sacred things. To be in touch with some otherness. Dancing as if the very heart of life and all its hopes might be found in those assuaging notes and those hushed rhythms and those silent and hypnotic movements. Dancing as if language no longer existed, because words were no longer necessary.